Okay, that looks good. Start over to this tab. Okay. Welcome back to another chillin' build. I got lucky and I don't have any work today, which is bad for my it's a catch-22. It's bad for my wallet, but it's good for streaming and other hobbies. So where we last left off, and honestly, I think this came out fantastically, is we just painted the main layer of this dude, and looking at it now, I'm definitely gonna need to add some silver to the receiver up here, and I think, I can always add a little bit of green. It's not like a death sentence if I add some more. Oh, you know what? I forgot the color. Oh, that's Blood Raver Flesh. Copper. Gilliman Flesh. But on black, I will need that to cover up some of the spots where green touched. Where is it? Sorry, I'm sure that jostles the camera around. Come on, I saw Rhinox hide earlier. We need to organize these paints. It's a brass one. I don't need the brass. You're not a finished one. You're a finished one. I did use more gas bone. Okay. Oh, I do need cornbread. Here it was, all proud of myself. It's like, yay, I'm prepared. And then now I can't find the one I'm actually looking for. Millen oil. Warm frame. Oh, right, because I bought that because that combat patrol came with wolf and come on, Rhinox, I know you're in here somewhere. Oh. Found it. It's over here in my color pile. Let's see, like, can I... Angle's going to be a bit weird. Let's straighten that out a bit more. That's as good as I'll get. Well, I may have already had Rhinox hide out, but I'm glad that in that search I remembered to grab some cornbread. Because if I do, I'm not sure if I will, but if I end up moving on to this guy, I need Rhinox for his eyes, because he is a salamander. So, I may mention it in my tweet, but obviously, I don't know. I don't think any of you follow me on Twitter. I will be doing a two for stream today. First will be with this, and then probably after an hour or so of this, get to take a short break, and then I will stream Below Zero, because apparently somehow it was in my PlayStation library. When how, I am unsure. Put you over there. You over here. You over here. You over there. I don't need you yet. You over here and you over here. Okay. And then I'll be right back and you grab paper towel. You see, today I'm going to be trying this thing called dry brushing, and the way it was shown required a paper towel. I am hoping it comes out nice, because if it doesn't, just means I still have a lot to learn. Actually, no, I shouldn't hide player, because if I hide the player, then I can't see how it looks on stream. Alright, so these are the colors I'm going to be using. Obviously, Liberated Gold, because I have to paint the Aquila on his chest as best as I can. Although, I will save that for last this time around. Just because there's not as much exposed, and really I only need it for the eyes. The Aquila, you can kind of see there how much is obscured by the gun. Look. Oh, that's not even look like I'll need a whole lot of green. Awesome. So first, I shall start with the restorative properties of Iron Hand Steel. Oh, did the one thing I was trying not to do. Oh, I do need corn reds, so you pop over there. Excuse me. As with all paints, you gotta make sure you are shaking well, and let me ever so carefully. Sorry, I'm also listening to something from my laptop. I'm hoping that doesn't affect the quality of the stream. But for that particular reason, it's just holy shit. They did 5 hours of Icebound. Good lord. Sorry, I'm scrolling through Legends of Vantress's stuff. Do I need to have something playing? Probably not. The only reason I am is just because it helps me kind of focus. Helps me kind of focus and help time pass a little bit, so I'm not constantly eyeing the clock and be like, oh, how much time has passed? Okay, I think that's the best I'm going to get from there. Let me move the rest of this over here, because I remember when I accidentally dropped my whole shoulder pauldron into the paint. Looks like there's some green right there that can be cleaned up. Some green there. Maybe a little bit of green. I'll just have to cover that carefully. I'll add a little bit of green to the finger right here. I'm not sure what to do with this. I might just make that gold as well. Cover that black with some Abaddon black. Cover up that green. Everything else came out swimmingly. Then obviously Liberator gold. And there's a gnat right there. Land, you fucker. I hate that my mom's a plant lady. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to start with this because I think I have less to cover with this than I do with everything else. So shake that up a little bit more. All right. Oh, that's something I need to remember is find a good spot to put this so it's not getting covered in dust. Because I think that's one of the biggest problems with having this as my dry palette is it's probably a little too much water, but I want to be a bit safe here. Okay. Without further ado, let's get started. Too much water. Yeah, that's way too liquidy. I don't know how well you can tell, but since there's little reflective flakes in here, I've said it before, but I'll reiterate it again. When you're painting with stuff that has reflective flakes to kind of give it that metallic sheen, pay attention to how the little flakes are moving when you're thinning your paint. If they move too much, you have too much water. If they're not moving enough, you have too much paint. As with most things in life, it's about finding balance. Okay, let's move you out of the way. Is there any other? Nope. Nope. All right, awesome. Just touching up that little band down there a bit. It's kind of hard to see how that's coming out. That was nothing important. It was really just Twitch being like, hey, someone's going massive with Golf with Your Friends. Perfect. All right. Okay, I'm going to let that take a minute to dry, but I am done with that color. Let's close you, put you at the end. Let's bring you up. Oop. Let's put these in the order that I'll need them. Make it a bit easier for us, for me. Sorry I'm not talking. I am doing everything I can to stay super focused. And I just don't really have anything to talk about. Normally I lament that, but I think at this distance it's okay to just have nothing to say. Let me make double sure that this brush is clean. Don't want to accidentally have any gray flecks within the paint. So, well, I did something. I started playing Telltale's The Walking Dead on my own, and I know I said I would stream that, but I also want to say that the reason why I'm going back on that is because for whatever reason, my laptop has decided to turn down the volume on my microphone, and that's not something I want to keep contending with. I discovered it when I was playing Project Zomboid with my friends quite some time ago. At first they could hear me, and then all of a sudden they couldn't. That was a text from my mother asking us to uncover her flowers. I will go ahead and do that. I will be right back. Okay. That's done. Back to our original programming. That might be a little too much green, but is the dog behind me? Hey, buddy. That actually might be perfect. But it has to pass the test. Alright, I will let that dry for a minute. Sorry, these damn gnats are all over the fucking place. awesome. That is the perfect mixture. Oh, hey, there's my fucking. Fantastic. Alright, I need a smaller brush, don't I? Okay, I'll let that dry. Sorry, that required the utmost dexterity, and that meant I had to paint away from the camera. Sorry. Like I said, a lot of this painting the gold requires a lot of dexterity just because of where it is. Oop, I'm sorry. Let's put you over here. that dry. Well, shit. I did the thing I was trying to avoid. I clumped it, and now it's bleeding onto the thing. That's okay. If that's the worst thing that happens today, then great. It's one minor annoyance is I have to wait for it to dry. But that's okay. It only takes like 2 to 3 minutes. I wish there was more I could do currently. I don't want to start making the burn effect yet. Just because I want to make sure everything else is dry before I move on, or before I attempt it, because that is uncharted territory for me. Okay. Okay, I think I fixed that more or less. I might have to repaint the gold in the eye right there. OCN, did you use Morghast Bone or Wraith Bone for your Purity Seal paper? Or not Purity Seal. Yeah, Purity Seal paper.
Morghast.
Morghast? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I actually fixed that. Awesome. a little more paint. Okay, I think I recovered what I can. I'm just going to leave that little gold bit. You can kind of see it along the top there. I'll just leave that there. Ooh, I'm going to need to drill out the barrel. I can do that later. So originally I was going to do this for an hour. And it's almost an hour. I'll push it to an hour 30 because it took me seeing what 30 minutes to fold up that stupid tarp. Yeah, I guess 30 is too big. Too high a number. All right, awesome. Let's rotate back. Oh, I need to close Liberator Gold, because if that dries out, we have to buy more of it. How's this looking on the viewport? Awesome. This is going to be a tiny bit of a challenge, but I'm not overly worried. Just going to need to be very careful. Then there's this. I'm wondering if I should just try and snip it. Because I don't have a reason. I don't know what to paint that, and I don't know what it is. Oh, that is perfect. Awesome. Go ahead and close you, because I don't think I'm going to need too much more Rhinox Hod. Rhinox Hod. The fuck? Am I all of a sudden from Boston? Although, my screw-up does allow for one good thing. That is why when you are say you're working on like a scale model of a tank or something, and you want to do camouflage, do the darker colors first, because if you try to paint over the lighter colors first with darker ones, it does not come out good. Ooh. Oh. Oh, that came out nicely. This came out fucking fantastic. I might touch that up a little bit. Oh, I like how that Rhinox high dries. God, that looks awesome. All right. So you have a holster. You know what? While this is still wet, all right. Okay, let's move on to the purity seal. And Ocean, you use corn red for your purity seal wax, right?
Yeah.
Oop. You would think I remember what colors I'd used, especially since last time I did this, I painted the fucking purity seal on my last guy with the double multi melta. But no. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Might be hard to see on my. Ah, there we go. It's focusing. Yep. Shit. Gonna let that sit for a minute. That dry. Thankfully, with each layer you add, there's less you need to add, if that makes sense. The more you add, there's less to add. Say it isn't so. Sorry, just read something funny. Okay, I think that's the last layer of Morghast bone I need. Oh, shit. I forgot about that purity seal. Okay, this is something I'm going to have to paint over and deal with later. Well, Emu, why don't you paint over it now? I could, but then I'm... Actually, you know what? You are correct. I should paint over it right now. Because it's not connected to the armor that much, and really the thing I'm worried about covering is that, and I could just cover that with red. So thank you, hypothetical fan. See, there's a much easier way to deal with this. It would be paint everything and then glue it together. But that I feel like that adds just so much more time. In some instances, it makes sense to do that. But like one of the things I bought was a rhino, and this is like one of the interior separation control panels. I have to paint it first before I glue it in. Die, you gnat motherfucker. All right, that is it for that. Perfect. But yeah, that is why you apply dark colors below light colors. Well, I thought I was going to be able to dry brush to do the burn effect that I wanted to do, but it's looking like that won't be the case. But that's just more because I am on a bit of a tight schedule to make sure I can do 2 streams today. So that'll be it for this chillin' build, and that guy, aside from the burn effect, is done. Slowly coming together. I'm actually kind of looking forward to trying to apply the burn effect on the melta barrels. I still need to figure out what the hell to do with that. But there's always a different. But that's for next time. Yeah, if you watch this while it's live, I appreciate you stopping on by. If you watch this out of the fact there's any kind of archive footage, I also appreciate it. If you would stay tuned, there will be a small transition period, and then I will move over to Subnautica Below Zero because I don't have access to the Subnautica 2 thing, and well, I've never played some Below Zero before. I'm of the opinion it's not as good as the first one. And yeah. Alright, I have nothing else to say. So with that, this is the end of all my streams. As always, I hope you enjoyed.